artists. This session is a very exciting session for us at Art Chennai because it's Artists in Conversation, and the 5 artists here today, well 6 including the moderator who is Parvathi, all took part in the residency here at Art Chennai, so you can actually see their work which will be displayed here at the Taj Coromandel today. So you will have a chance to see what they've produced in the last couple of days. And so the session will be these artists speaking about their work, showing some images, and hopefully we'll have a good discussion that comes from that. And I will hand over the session to Parvathi, who is a moderator, and she will present the artists.
Okay, good morning. Now we've come to the last session of a week-long activity of art and hype and media activities and parties. And it's not to say that none of these things are important. The parties are very important. But now we come to what we've actually been celebrating this past week, the artists and the art that they're making. And that's what is at the center of Art Chennai and what we've been here to witness and experience. Just as, you know, in life, we look for a meaning to life, why we're here and what it is we're doing. Art over the ages has sought to find its place in this complex tapestry that we call life. It's been used to illumine places of worship, to glorify kings. It's been used to commemorate the dead, to celebrate the living, you know, the Mona Lisa. It's been many things. It's been a decorative object. It's been something that's brought pleasure to people. It has become a way of looking at philosophical issues, looking at things like structuralism. It has found collectors. In today's world, it's found investors, a more problematic term. It has also touched people personally. It's made houses, you know, places of habitation, homes. And that's not something to be looked down upon in this, you know, in this vast marketplace where art is very often seen as a commodity or something that's bought and sold. But what if any of these roles that art has taken upon itself during these decades and these years has influenced contemporary artists, especially contemporary Indian artists? This is what we will try and excavate and maybe find out a little bit more during the course of this session. And to do that, I have a very eminent and distinguished panel of artists with me, each of whom have a very long, unique, and distinguished career. In no order of importance, there's Zakkir, Hussain, S.G. Vasudev, Rajan, Krishnan, Mithu, Paula, Sengupta. So the way we thought we would go about this morning, and I think this microphone's coming on and off, so if at any point you can't hear anybody, please shout, is that each of the artists would present their work using images. And actually that's why we apologize that this morning has, you know, been delayed a bit because we have technical difficulties in arranging the slides, but it will be taken care of. Because if you don't see, I mean, we're coming from the assumption that not all of you are familiar with all the artists' works. So we would like to give you a flavor of what it is they do, what their art practice is, and we'll then have a small discussion. And once we're all done, we're going to then throw it open to you as the audience to ask them all the burning questions you've been wanting to ask. And any question is relevant, from what is art to why do you work in a particular media to whatever it is that you want to ask. Now, I'm going to take a moment to find out at what stage our visuals are, whether we can start with that or we should use this opportunity to talk about other things in the meanwhile. Right, in the interim, let me introduce myself. I'm the moderator for this session. My name is Parvathi Nair. I'm a Chennai-based artist, and I've been living and working here for about 2.5 years. I have a drawing and a painting practice, and it's 2 distinct practices, but they also come together. And they have also found extensions in different ways. So, I mean, till they come, you're forced to listen to about me for a little bit. It's, I think the caveman who picked up a stick and drew a line across the sand is perhaps the first artist, and drawing is as old a medium as that. And in today's world with many other forms of multimedia like installation, performance, video, sometimes I feel that the old arts, just like the old gods, aren't given maybe enough recognition. For me, drawing has always been the bedrock of everything that I do, and I know that there are many artists on this panel who share that feeling. And so for me, it's been, with the drawing practice, it's been very much a way of expressing the drawing in a way that's contemporary. So even if the man with the stick could draw many millennia ago, he couldn't draw what I draw because the images are based out of our life, out of contemporary life. It's, I guess I see myself as a storyteller, and I'm using narratives which are of this world, but which will hopefully make you see the world in a different way, or hear it in a different way. So I use, say, cells in the body magnified to enormous proportions, and then I do a fragment of it. So it looks like an abstract, but the game being played is that it's not abstract, it's real. Or I would do images of, planet surfaces, which are of the world, but there's something that you can't see with your naked eye. And then I further sort of extended that into the world in the form of installations, into the form of sculptures, into the form of architectural interventions. If and when the slides come, I could show you some of this. For example, there was a show called I Sing the Body Electric, which was done in Bombay, where I worked with an artist, with an architect, and we created this labyrinth within the gallery. And so the viewer had to walk a specific path through the gallery. And while he was walking through it, he was experiencing the drawings in a special way. So the drawings were about egg and sperm, the development of egg and sperm, the race of sperm towards the egg, the meeting, the mating, and perhaps the creation of new life. With it was the subtext of, life in the fast lane, life in the corporate world, the jostling, the elbowing for space, the winners and the losers. So for me, that was a way of saying, here are drawings, but experience them in a different way. Also, I draw on wood, so the drawings, apart from, we tend to think of drawings as more ephemeral things on paper, whereas these were objects, the objectification in a deliberate way of drawings. So so you could go through this, and the way you navigated, either you ended with a new life, or nothing happened with the meeting of egg and sperm, and you left with just this journey. Another thing I've done is to do an installation of boxes. So they're three-dimensional drawings, which on one surface are colored, on the other surface they're black and white. So as you walk around the drawings themselves are transformed, and you think you're looking at different things. I've done drawings as screens, making them objects into the real world, in our space. And in this way, I think I should sort of state that I stake my claim on art being a process and a product. So for me, there is drawing and there is a drawing. There is painting and there is a painting. For me, both are important. The process of thinking through or imagining or investigating what it is I want to do, and the ability or the discipline or the pleasure principle of actually reducing this infinite number of possibilities and potentialities to something concrete. With that, I think the slides have come. He will introduce his practice to you in a very beautiful and coherent way, but for me what's been interesting in my conversations with him over the course of this art camp, and incidentally that's been the nicest part of this camp, to actually meet artists and have this ability to talk to them and ask them questions about what they do and why they do it.